Oh my gosh, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Okay, here I am. See the dog? I thought we'd come over here since I'm doing a book review. I'll be near my bookshelf. Still not feeling great, but here I am anyway. I just blew my nose, so hopefully I have no boogers. So we're going to talk about, oh, I need my phone first. We're going to talk about the book Finley Donovan Knocks 'em Dead. Now, I love these. It's a mystery, but it's also a comedy and a fast read, which I love. So when you're just trying to crank books out, you know what I mean? Anyway, it's a good way to, I don't know, read a mystery, but keep it light so you're not always in the doom and gloom mindset. So, but before I get into that, I just want to quickly, did I take a picture of it? I wanted to give you a summary because this is the second book. So I wanted to make sure I gave you a little recap of the first book. So the first book is called, I feel like I'm so far away. The first book is called, what is it called? Finley Donovan is Killing It. And Finley Donovan is a recently divorced mom of two and a struggling suspense writer. She has a book out, but her agent lady is like pressuring her to get this next one written because they have given her money already. So she's at lunch with her agent discussing the murder plot of the supposed finished novel. And the woman at the next table mistakes Finley for a contract killer and offers Finley $5,000 to kill her husband. So that's how the book starts. And basically, Finley and, how do I explain this? Her babysitter, who used to be her ex-husband's admin, but she quit because the ex-husband was like trying to flirt with her and get her to, I don't know, sleep with him or something. So she quit there, and Finley ended up having her move in. Her name is Vero, short for Veronica. So she moves in, and they become this accidental crime solving, body disposing duo. So from there, one terrible decision leads to another, and the Russian mob gets involved, and it's like a mess after that. But it ends up giving her plenty of material to write her novel, which is about what we just talked about. So that being said, the next book, the second book in the series, and there's actually a collection of these books, so I can't wait to read the next one, and we'll do another review on that. But I'm going to do the non-spoiler version first, and I have my little worksheet. It's new, so if you've watched some of my other book reviews, this one's a little bit different because it's about the same, but it's a little different just to kind of keep things a little fresh-ish. Still probably boring, but hopefully not. So anyway, Finley Donovan Knocks 'em Dead by Elle Cosimano. It's a mystery slash comedy, and I give it a 5-star rating because it's hilarious. So, which actually is the next sentence. So my one sentence review is hilarious, fast-paced mystery that somehow keeps you laughing, if that's possible. What's it about? It is about, and this I'll try to do with no spoilers, Finley discovers that someone put a hit out on her ex-husband, Stephen. So she and Vero set out to uncover who's behind it before the killer gets to him. And there's this mom's group online, like a chat group. Back before there was Facebook, there was like a chat group. Anyway, I feel like I've talked about this before. Not this book, but the chat group thing. Anyway, so they're trying to figure out who it is to see if they can stop this all from happening. And they're trying to do this without giving away their secrets from the last book, that everything worked out in the last book, but they still have their secrets and they still need to keep quiet about it. Anyway, the vibe is chaotic, clever, darkly funny, suspenseful. It has female friendship and murder mystery. That's the vibe. What I loved about it is the friendship because it continues. The friendship between Finley and Vero, and how they got together and ended up having all this catastrophic stuff happen to them that made them closer, where most people are probably like, all right, you keep your secret, I'll keep my secret, I never want to see you again, there was a lot of bad stuff going on. No, they became even closer because of it, and they continue to be closer. And there's a few little bumps in the road in this one, but they never question each other's devotion to each other, if that sounds right. So, and I also love the fact that she doesn't like her ex. He's kind of a dick. Sorry, but she still cares about his well-being. Obviously, they have 2 kids together, and he's a really good dad. So she just wants to make sure he's safe. And also, I love that Finley gets herself into messes along with her friend Vero, which is a lot like the character Ray in my books, because Ray is, I continue with the same character like this author has done. Mine isn't really funny though. This is hilarious. I love that she worked the comedy into it as well. It makes it a lot lighter. I don't know if I can do that now that I've already started without it. Anyway, what didn't work for me with the book? Everything worked. Nothing didn't work. I loved it all. So, my favorite character, the standout characters, obviously Finley and Vero, of course, because their friendship chemistry, and that's kind of the heart of the books so far. I'm hoping it stays that way. And then the most interesting was Joey. And I read or listened to, because I did audiobook for these. I can get more done when I do audiobooks. So a lot of these are audiobook for me. But this character, Joey, all right, so let me back up a minute. So Finley is dating this guy who's younger than her, and I totally can't remember his name, and that's ridiculous. It starts with a J. I want to say Jamie, but I don't think that's it. Anyway, he's a lawyer, but he's studying to be a lawyer. He's almost done. He's almost a lawyer. He's younger than her. His roommate is a girl, and he's just a little more laid back and that kind of stuff. And he's a bartender. So lots of stuff that's kind of up in the air. She really likes him, but she doesn't seem to be, she's hesitant. So, but then her sister, who is a police officer, works with a guy, Nick, who is really into her, really into Finley, not Finley's sister. And so he's in and out of both books all the time. So he's kind of a love interest. But the whole point, the second most interesting character that I would say is his partner, Joey, who it's his new partner, and you can't tell if he's good or bad. Like, is he gonna be one of the bad guys? Because he has some connections to a few of the sketchy people. So you're kind of like, is he the one pulling the strings behind the scenes? And I can't even spoil it for you because I don't remember. Is that bad? And then the least favorite is, and I can't remember if he got married. So Finley's ex-husband, Steve, this is where I feel so gossipy. Finley's ex-husband, Steve, went with this other girl who was his admin and turned wife maybe, or fiance, I'm not sure. But then he got another admin and started to get a little close with her. So then I think her name was Stacy. So him and Stacy split, and Stacy's best friend Amy seems kind of sketchy too. But anyway, so I don't like those two. I don't like the ex-wife slash ex-fiance, whatever she is, and her best friend. They're just kind of bitchy, and I don't like them. But I mean, if he's kind of a jerk, I can see why. So I won't hate her too much. But anyway, the guy Nick that works with Finley's sister, this is so gossipy. I'm going back and forth too much. Anyway, so the guy Nick, there's a lot of attraction going on. There may be even a few kisses that are exchanged between the two of them, but it never really amounts to anything in these first 2 books. So we'll see about the next book. Of course, they're probably going to drag us along through the whole thing. All right, on to the next, right? So the writing style is fast-paced, character-driven, funny, suspenseful, and very easy to read. I did read the first one, and it's fast, which I love. Okay, so let's compare it to a few other books. So if you ever read the Thursday Murder Club or saw the movie, but the book is by Richard Osman. And it's, yeah, The Thursday Murder Club. Okay, another book is Killers of a Certain Age, which I loved. I didn't read the Thursday Murder Club, but I saw the movie and it was awesome. Very similar to this. Killers of a Certain Age, same thing. Lots of chaotic stuff happening, lots of sisterhood, friendships. That's by Deanna Rayburn. I'll put this all in the show notes too. So those are really good. So movies and shows, mostly shows I think I have here. Yes, Dead to Me with Christina Applegate. That's a great one, very similar to this. So if you watch that, then you'll love this book. Good Girls, another great, I don't know the actresses' names that are in that, but they get themselves involved in all kinds of messes. I didn't put on my little notes here, but The Flight Attendant, she is a train wreck and very much similar to this book. So if you watch The Flight Attendant, you'll want to read this book. And Only Murders in the Building, very similar to, if you like that, very murder comedy mixed together. Love it. So I would love if they made this into a series because she does have so many books. This series could go on forever. It would be great. Who could play? I feel like Anna Kendrick or somebody could be the Finlay. And I don't know. Anyway, it would be really cool if they made a show out of it, don't you think? With what I told you. Let's see. Content warnings. It's pretty tame. I would say PG-13. There's a few with the whole murder thing going on. There's a few details that might be a little too much depending on what kind of, if you're a horrible parent like me, you're fine. But if you are concerned about traumatizing your child, then maybe watch it. Watch it. I've already decided it was a series. Read it first and then decide if your kid should read it. PG-13, your kid might be old enough if they're reading. You're not going to give this book to a first grader anyway. So, all right, lasting impression. It's like watching a train wreck in slow motion. You're constantly yelling, "Pull the brake, pull the brake." So that is it. So if you don't want spoilers, I have a few little things I was going to say about this. For spoilers, it's not too bad of a spoiler. So, but if you haven't read it or don't remember, I don't know. If you don't want spoilers, turn it off now. I'm just going to go over this real quick. I had written some reminders for me down here. The memory jog, as I call it, because I have read a few things. So let's see. This is book 2, like I said, in the Donovan series. She's still struggling as a novelist. Like she's having, oh my God, what is it called? Writer's block. Woo, I have that too. Single mom, Vero is her nanny and best friend and partner in crime, literally. And this time, someone using the name in that chat group I was telling you about, someone named Fed Up has gone into a shady women's forum and put out a contract on her ex-husband. And Finlay may have plenty of reasons to be pissed at her ex, but he's the father of her kids. So she and Vero decide they're going to go and figure out who's behind this. Meanwhile, there's another person, and this is where I'm like, spoiler alert, named Easy Clean, who accepts the hit. So now they have to figure out who Easy Clean is, and they get themselves entangled in this forum, and like on the side, they're having a side chat with these people, and it gets a little mouthy, and so they worry about their own lives there. But also, as they're going, they're kind of following Stephen because they want to make sure he doesn't get killed while he has the kids. So they're like spying on him, and he kind of catches them every once in a while. And he's like, "Why are you guys being so weird?" But Stephen gets attacked. Finley and Vero wind up dealing with a dismembered body. This is where I was like PG-13. And Detective Nick is getting closer to Finley romantically and professionally. He is onto her. He's into her and he's onto her. And Vero is hiding a pretty major problem of her own. She lost Finley's money gambling. So the money from the last book, which I don't know if you read, but they had some money from the last book plus the book that she wrote. So she had some money. And so this is the big spoiler. Fast forward, so Fed Up ends up being Finley's mother. So they bring her parents into this book. And her mom learned about the forum and posted about wanting Stephen killed basically as an angry rant without fully appreciating that what she set in motion. Meanwhile, Easy Clean really is trying to carry out the contract, which turns the whole thing genuinely dangerous. And all this is happening while Finley is supposed to be writing her next book. So naturally, she's basically turning the insanity happening in her actual life into material, which works out very much at the last minute, and it all works out. So let's see. If you read it, did you love it? Did you find it funny? Was it ridiculous in a good way or in a bad way? And how did you feel about Finley and Vero as a team? Like, was that realistic, or was it kind of far fetched? I think it worked personally. I loved it all. I thought it's such a good idea, and I love the two of them together. And I think that's it. So hopefully I didn't spoil it. Hopefully you turned it off and you didn't get it. The spoiler. The other spoiler is Steve is fine. He doesn't die, and it all works out. And she gets her other book written. So now she's got two books under her belt as a character. Plus, that was the second book of this author's series. I wonder if this happened to her in real life. Just kidding. Anyway, that's this book review, and I've got a few more to do, so I might be back with this same hairdo and hat on. We'll see. But I hope you like this, and please follow if you did. And if you want to chat about it, go ahead and chat in the comments, and I will get back to you. See ya.